Good afternoon. I remember the moment I entered the film industry for the first time. And, I was scared, curious, rebellious, and doubtful. Can I make it? Will it be the way I imagine? Now this word, imagine. Just think what it means for you, imagining something. Sometimes our choices, especially mine, are made by the images we have in our head about certain things. Like, for example, when I become a writer, I'll sit somewhere on the beach and write, right? And drinking a cocktail. This is me actually in Goa on the beach writing without cocktail. Only later on with experience, you will realize that the sun is actually too hot, the sand will just get inside your keyboard and you won't be able to use it. And, you are too drunk after pina colada to finish your script, right? And later on, after years and years and years, you will know that dingy room and a strict deadline, it's the only way for you to finish the script. So I imagine a lot. I imagine my characters, I imagine the irritating habits of theirs, I imagine the sounds in their rooms. I imagine people who sit for a TED Talk and the sounds there, someone was coughing. And usually when someone coughs, another person starts coughing. Yeah, then another person coughing. It's always very awkward, but it's an interesting reaction. But during that start, at the beginning, at your start, you feel that very unique feeling that everything is possible and everything is impossible. You run from a thought that I will conquer the world to the thought I can't do anything. Will I ever be able to make it? Will I ever become a filmmaker? And there's so many doubts and thoughts. So can I become a filmmaker? Can I become a writer? Will I able to overcome cliches? Will I be laughed at? Will someone even watch my films? What if I fail? I remember all those doubts and all those thoughts, and especially this one. One day, I will be able to overcome all these doubts and be confident to create. That thought that I had was 10 years ago, and nothing has changed. So I still have all these doubts every day. And mornings, especially mornings. I hate mornings. And so then when I was asked topic that I'll be talking about, and I was thinking, okay, what should I talk about? Filmmaking, different tools, writing, screenwriting, producing. I'm like, yeah, but all these we can find in the books, on the internet, but there is something that no one is talking about. And there is something it's just around. No one prepares us for that when we enter the creative world. And I'm like, what should we talk about? And I had self-doubt. Whatever I will choose, will it be interesting for the audience? I'm like, wait, what if I will talk about self-doubts? Self-doubts as a creator. So the only actually thing I truly learned is that these doubts will not ever go away. They'll be always with you, no matter what your age is. They will be always with me. Here, here, here. Can I learn everything? Is my grammar is right? And I need to maneuver through them. Imagine, just like snowboard down the hill through doubts, insecurities, guilts, and blames. So I was thinking, what if we will look back at the timeline of my doubts to understand better the topic? Okay, let's go. Photo number 1. I remember this moment very clearly. I am 4 years old. I just came to kindergarten, and my mom was dragging me by the hand, and I was remembering every stone on the road, every tree, so that I can escape back home. I hated kindergarten. I went there just for 3 days anyway. So I didn't have friends. Clearly, you can look at my face, not a very happy and friendly person. So while I was planning my Shawshank Redemption plan, I was called for a photo session. First of all, why do you have photo session in kindergarten? Anyway, so photo session, for the first time in my life ever, I was giving this weird and stinky rabbit. I was told to smile. I was awkward and clearly sad. And I had doubts. I remember the thought, will I ever be able to find friends? And will I ever be able to escape from this place? Anyway, later on I escaped through a hole in a tree, right, on my first day. Okay, doubt number 2. Let's go. Photo number 2. I'm 6. I'm going to school, and I have doubts. Will I be able to be good at school? Will it be school of my dreams? And I went there for a month. A teacher slapped me, shouted for my bad handwriting, but actually she was right. And I decided to leave the school. So I left the school, and I repeated a year. Okay, photo number 3. Me and my sister. Here I was actually dreaming to become an artist. Right? And I thought that I will be able to conquer the secrets of Photoshop, and I had doubts. Will I be able to do that? Clearly not. So some doubts are valid. Photo number 4, I'm in India. It's actually a real photo. I'm on a train. I'm writing my first script, and suddenly a person from industry, well-known person, calls me for a coffee. Wow, producer. Incredible. And we're meeting, and we're talking about art, and the person tells me that you will not be able to become director here, ever. There is no chance. I went back home. I had doubts. I had fears. How can I become a director here? And then I'm like, actually, I don't have anything to lose. So let me try it. Let's go. Number 5. Here, I'm doing my first music video, and it goes viral. And I remember my doubt at that point of time, but will I be able to make it viral again? The music video goes viral, and my next thought, will I be able to go viral 3rd time or 4th time? And I shoot another video, and I'm like, so now will I be shooting only music videos? I make my feature film, and I'm thinking, will I be able to shoot advertising? I shoot advertising work, commercials, and then I'm thinking, now am I shooting only advertising work? So then I realized that I just have doubts all the time. Doubts, 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 they never go away. And I realized they will never stop, clear. So it's in a way like a self-generating AI machine of doubts that lives inside me. So then I had to come up with certain tricks to maneuver through them, to trick the machine. So I created so-called reminder for Dar, reminder for myself, how to trick the self-doubt machine. My first trick was always that admit that it will be happening. Admit that you will have self-doubts, that you might be doubtful every day, every morning, and it's okay. At the same time, it's not an excuse. You acknowledge it, you get up, and you continue creating. My second trick, my number 2, was to create a ritual, or in a way a game, that every time you feel doubt, anxiety, can I write, can I make a film, can I write a script, I was just forcing myself to write a page. Doubt, I was writing a page. Or doubt, I was going for a round. I feel a doubt, and I go for a TED Talk and pretend that I have figured out everything in life. That was actually a trick. So condition your body to tame and shift your focus from the fear to the action immediately. More you feel, more you write. The way how I look at our body and our mind, and I experience it so many times while writing, is that it's all about habits. If I feel I want to give up, and I give up, my body, my mind accepts that if there is a difficulty, I will give up. But if you start training it differently, it will react differently. A lot of interns come to me and they say, I want to become a filmmaker, I want to, I just shifted from being an engineer and I want to direct. But we forget that direction, writing, producing, it's like any other work. It's like being a doctor or being an engineer. It needs rules. We can't just come out and let's create about my relationship with my mother, right? Coming of age story. But what kind of stories? What kind of tools? What kind of tricks you have, and so that you can reach the hearts of people, minds of people. Because the entry point is so low, We think that anyone can create. But we can create only if we put efforts, if we think differently. So during the lockdown, my colleague Supreet and me, we created so-called Molfa challenge to distract ourselves from self-pity and doubt, right? And in a way to stimulate us to create. So we had 15 points that we had to win every day. Let's say from reading and writing, taking vitamins, research, journaling, etc. And the loser had to finish writing a screenplay within a week. Supreet, I don't know where you're sitting, but you haven't finished your screenplay, by the way. Yeah, you're there. Finish your screenplay. Number 3. Everyone talks about writing block. And writing block, it's not just for writers, it's for any creators. At some point of time when you're being an entrepreneur, you're also getting stuck with certain ideas or the way how you manage your business, and you're thinking there is no way to unstuck yourself. So I have this weird trick, or I will call it a sign. So there is a sign that something good just about to happen to me. The way how it works is when I write and I get stuck, you know this moment when you're like, oh, I just don't know what to write about. Or you read your sentence again and it's so bad, it's so cliche. And you think you just want to give up. At that moment of time, it's a good sign. Because if you push through this feeling, you will come up with genius ideas. My most incredible, that I love, music videos or scenes or series actually were coming out from this moment of, I can't write, I'm the worst writer ever, I will not ever continue being a good filmmaker. If I don't give attention to that and don't leave the seat in front of my laptop and push through it, I usually come up with something unique. It's again coming back to conditioning. So, number 4, collection. Usually I collect these moments of doubts, of insecurities, of regrets, and I just give them to my poor characters that I'm writing about. So more I feel doubtful, more doubtful these feelings of my characters are. So at least some use of our downtime, right? Another important part of me and my tool is the way how I declutter my mind, which is social media. Have you ever experienced when you're just like scrolling on Instagram and you're in an incredible mood and you're just like about to go to sleep, you're just scrolling on Instagram, and then suddenly you feel a bit anxious, you feel a bit, sad or blue, and you just put it back and you don't understand what happened, but you feel off or you feel odd. Because we're consuming so much information, so many other lives of people who are just intervening with our life, that we are not able to concentrate on us, right? Because human mind we're not adapted to relive so many lives around us. And then we are comparing, and we are judging, and we are thinking, am I as good? And because of that, I decided to have a rule where I deleted social media apps from my phone, I downloaded twice, 3 times a week when I need it. And I'm shifting to a normal mobile phone where there is no social media on mobile phone. People who need to reach me can reach me, but I don't have temptation continue using it. Because there was a study that said when you're concentrating on something and you're, let's say, getting distracted, you're writing, you're working on your papers, you're working on your business plan, and someone messages you, and you look at the phone and you go back. For the brain, it takes 45 minutes to get same amount of concentration that you had before you look at the phone. Interesting. Okay, and the last one. Now that's just for writers. Inspire yourself. Write about the things that you love, that excites you, that tingles you from inside, that creates these butterflies. Something that you feel strong connection with. You need to want to hook up with all the characters that you're creating. Only then it makes sense. And only then you will be inspired to create more. So, as creators, we cannot have self-doubts because it's not exactly how it is with other jobs. It's just because for us, our work is us. When I write, when I shoot, when I cast, I represent myself at that moment of time. So it's difficult not to doubt. During my failed videos, and I've done a lot of videos that I feel failed, and I realize that what actually excites me and makes me happy is this process of creation. Not just what people will think about it, whether they will like it or not. Of course, it's important for our self-esteem, but at the same time, this moment of boom, script, boom, music video, boom, feature film, boom, you're on the set. It's such a unique and unusual moment of being here and now and being able to create. So I know that there will be hard days when you think that it's the end of the world. There will be good days when you think that you're just, you can conquer the world. But what actually always will stay is the joy of creation. Imagine you ride a car, right? And you keep riding, and there are people around you, and they look the way you ride. They look whether you, what your speed, whether you put seat belt or not, and you keep looking at these people, and you're not able to enjoy the ride. We should enjoy the ride, the freedom of driving the car, not what other people think of us driving and judging. I think it just comes back also to the creation as a way of, in a way, rebellious energy. What is creation? It's creation of something from nothing. It's already a rebellious move. But in my lowest moments, I always try to remind myself that even if my work wasn't liked by someone, that, of course, unfortunate, but I don't have another choice. Or other people don't have another choice. Because I'll be continue creating. I'll be continue writing, because that's me, that's my nature, and I have nothing to lose. You remember this moment when you're in bed, and you really don't want to wake up in the morning, you don't want to get up. You just feel that, bad is just sinking you inside, right? It's like, that weird feeling of just inability to do, to move, and you just want to stay there and to die on that bed. And then you get a message. Oh, I love your script. Or like, what a great idea. Or I just read your business plan, it sounds really cool. And suddenly everything disappeared. Suddenly you want to go out and meet people and to be inspired. So in a way, everything is just perspective, right? When the war in Ukraine started, and suddenly for me, all the self-doubts that I had seemed so petty. At that time, what mattered is action. Do I help people? What can I do? How can I interfere? How can I change something? Whom can I help? And there was no time to think about, can I do it? Yes, you can, because you must. So can I write like him? Can I shoot like her? Can I become like him? No, you can't. Because we will write, shoot, create, run businesses as ourselves, in our own way, in our own time, in our own age. People will call you delusional. That's, I think, part of our life, and we need to be delusional to be able to create, to be able to see something that is not existing yet. Everyone doubts themselves throughout the history. The greatest leaders doubt themselves. So we are not alone in it. So every time you come on the stage, in front of the camera, on your film set, for your exam papers, you still will have fears and doubts. But this is what makes us creators. The bravery to go out there and to make it with no excuses. Come, see, and create. Thank you so much.